and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation, back with FC Cincinnati, and today is the day we've been waiting for. It is the playoffs, the first season with FC Cincinnati, our expansion year in MLS, and we managed to make the playoffs. It's an outstanding achievement. Definitely not an unprecedented achievement. It seems to happen quite often with MLS expansion teams. They come in and right away they're able to compete. Right away they're able to put a good team on the field and make the playoffs. You know, Atlanta United did it in their first season. LAFC did it in their first season, and on down the list. Going all the way back to 1998, the Chicago Fire, which is who we're playing today. In 1998, Chicago Fire, they made the playoffs in their first season, and they won the MLS Cup as an expansion club. The first team, the only team to ever do that, win the whole league. Well, they didn't win the Supporter Shield. They won the MLS Cup, which is, really what it's all about. But they're the only team to ever do that. So let's see if we can recreate that magic that Chicago had ourselves and win the league as an expansion team. Now, Atlanta United, if you haven't been paying attention, they just won the cup this past weekend in their second season. So that's a pretty high bar as well. We'll see if maybe, if we can't reach Chicago's highest bar, maybe we can meet Atlanta's bar and win it in their second season. Maybe not. It takes some luck to win the MLS Cup. It takes some good matchups, some good performances. It's not the same as winning a Supporter Shield or a regular season championship. You have to, it takes a different kind of team, a different kind of mojo to win in the playoffs than it does, just to grind your way through a regular season. Now, before we get to Chicago and before we get to our games, there was one thing I wanted to show you. I forgot to show it to you last episode, which is what I wanted to do, was this here at the end of the season, 4-4 draw versus NYCFC. It was crazy. It was just out of this world. We had Hudson in goal, had a, somewhat of a rotated side. Juarez was in there, Nuhu was in there, Richie Salvador, Sonora, Akechi, Shelton. So we had a lot of our starters in there. A few guys we were trying to get fit. But it ended up 4-4, and it was pretty wild from start to finish. So New York starts off the scoring. Great pass, gets Pertuz down the sideline. He sends one back post, and there's Medina scoring. The 4:48 mark. And then Akechi comes right back at the 5:48 mark. Scores a free kick goal. So 5 minutes in, it's 1-1. And 30 minutes in, Akechi. Another set play. Akugo with a wild header. The goalkeeper misplayed it, and we're up 2-1. Then Tujuri, Aguita. We traded Aguita to New York. He played well. Here's Ring. Deflection. Goes in. 2-2. 52 minutes in. And then here's 56 minutes. Down the field, Pertuz sends one forward, and Medina puts New York up 3-2. 57 minutes. Scoring fast and furious. Calvo intercepts it. New York on the counterattack. Look at who it is. David Villa, the retiring one. He puts New York up 4-2 with 60 minutes to go. Akechi. Corner play. Again, Higuita heads it out. Barrios. Richie Salvador, the youngster, scores. And then here we go, the final goal. It's 3-4 right now. Meek, Pertuz, passes it back to his goalkeeper, who bounces it off Crispin's face and into the goal. Haven't seen many goals like that in FM19, I'll be honest with you. In FM18, they were fast and furious. Goalkeeper own goals were everywhere last year. But that's the first one I've seen this year. So I thought that I should share that with you. And that was like in extra time. It was like the 91st or 92nd minute when that happened. When did that happen? 90 plus 5. Take it all back. 90 plus 5. Basically an own goal to get the draw. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. But it was entertaining. So that was fun. So there we go. Let's see if we can match that kind of energy and enthusiasm today against Chicago, a team we should know pretty well. Take a look at their lineup here. Brandon Vincent. Jordy Milihovic is suspended for the game. That should help us out. One of their midfielders are out. But other than that, looks like they've got a pretty fair crowd here. Dax McCarty is in there. Pelosi, Solignac, Katai, Nikolic. The one guy I don't see is Schweinsteiger. He's, I guess, didn't play last game. Maybe they rested some guys similar to what we rested guys, but we'll see. You know, with Milihovic out, or Mihalovic out, that should probably leave a big space for Schweinsteiger to just step right in, but we'll see about that. Get to our game here. Fitness tests. We've had some question marks. Delgado failed his fitness test, so he's not going to be playing today. Klute is available. Juarez is available. Tolo is available. So we finally have our fullbacks available. They're just sort of, you know, not very fit, but we'll have to see. Match preview. DC United beats Toronto in penalties. 2-2. And then tomorrow is going to be the Western Conference. So we already know one team. DC United has advanced out of the wild card round. And if you don't know what the wild card is, a lot of people who play MLS for the first time, especially if you're from England, from Europe, you don't have the wild card as a thing over there. It's something that American sports have. Every league has it, except for the NBA, right? NBA doesn't have it. NHL doesn't have it, now that I think about it. Yeah, so it's just NFL and Major League Baseball have the wild card around. But basically, that's a chance for other teams to make it into the playoffs, to play their way into the playoffs. It's a one-game play-in to make it into the playoffs. Now, NBA and NHL, they already have 16 teams in the playoffs anyway, so they're fine. They don't need extra teams. But Major League Baseball, they used to only have like 2 teams from each conference make it into the playoffs. And that was it. You had your ALCS, your NLCS, and then your World Series, and that was it. So they added the wild card to sort of, spice things up and get some other teams into the playoffs, and the NFL did the same thing. So and Major League Soccer has adapted that philosophy also. So it's a one-game play-in. It gets you into the quarterfinals. Anyway, it gets you into the next round of the playoffs. We could view the stage, I suppose. So round is wild card. And then, hello? Tree? Can we see the tree? No, we can't see the tree. Why can't we see the tree? Let's go Eastern Conference. This is not a good setup. Why does it only show the wild card? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get to the match preview. Here we go. Chicago are the favorites, 6-4. Odds against us are 13-8. That's pretty wild. I think the betting line just doesn't know what to make of us because we are inconsistent in form. No wins in our last 3 games. 2 losses and a draw. Chicago's also inconsistent, but they look a little better. 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5. So I guess that's why. Sam Nagel ineligible. There's Jordy. Mihalovic out. Chris Klute is doubtful, and Delgado is doubtful for us. But other than that, we're fine. 57 degrees and breezy in Nippert Stadium. That's pretty good. That's fine. 27,944 tickets sold. That's a good crowd for us. That's probably one of our best of the season. Still doesn't meet our 40,000 capacity. I'd love to see a 40,000 capacity. Uncle Ted is going to be our referee today. The Motor City Maniac, I guess, is going to be reffing the game. But he's given out 3 red cards this season and 62 yellows, an average of nearly 5 per match. So that's not good. We're going to see a lot of yellow cards in this game. We shall see. Let's go. Here's our formation. You know it. You love it. Now the question is, who are we going to have reserves? We've got Justin Glad in there right now as a reserve and Juarez. But do we bring one of those fullbacks in? Clute, it still says he's injured. Tolo is not fit. So I think we'll just leave it as is. I'd rather not bring injured guys in off the bench. So here we go. Submit. Yes. Yes. Okay. We've submitted. Let's go. Playoffs. This is what it's all about. This is why we play the game. All right. Chicago. Fairness in goal. Vincent. Antonievich. Kopolov. Polster. Schweinsteiger back at defensive midfielder. Pelosi and McCarty now in the midfield. Katai, Solignac, Nikolic. Familiar dudes up front. Nikolic, how'd you do this year, my man? 9 goals, 5 assists, 34 appearances. So he played in every game. Solignac, 5 goals, 2 assists. Katai, 5 goals, 4 assists. So they were, scoring by committee up front. Meanwhile, we're going with Stefan in goal. Romney, Akugo, Marquez, Miller. Pretty standard defense. Akechi and Alashe in the midfield. Going with our veterans, going with our most talent in the midfield. Ledesma, leading assist man, 12 assists and 22 appearances. Pretty good. Crispum, Sonora, and Shelton. We're going with Shelton at the striker. 9 goals, 7.08 rating. Let's go. Pep talk. This is important. We'll secure qualification with a win here. Okay, and thus endeth the pep talk. I don't know that we have to tightly mark Vincent. Don't know that we have to tackle. I don't know. We'll tackle Kapelhoff. Why not? What harm could it be? Pelosi, I also don't think we need to tightly mark him. McCarty, on the other hand, we do need to tightly mark. And then Solignac, Katai, Nikolic, yes, yes, yes. Tunnel. You must be intent on gaining a measure of revenge on Chicago after they triumphed the last you met. Sure. The teams are itching to set the record straight. Here we go. Best crowd of the season. Nippert Stadium. Rocking and rolling. Let's go. Let us go to Extendo highlights. Sonora taking the opening kickoff down the right-hand side. He bounces one off somebody's face, and there ends the highlight. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. Throw in, far side. 1 minute in. Romney double clutches, but throws one in. Akechi looks like he's going to gather it in and start some sort of offense. Alashe tries to get out wide to Sonora. Intercepted. Here's Chicago on the counterattack now. Katai bombs it ahead. Marquez is there easily. He's going to lay it back, and we're going to try again. Zach Steffen gets the start in goal today. He just boots one. Pelosi, or that was Polster. Can't do much with it, so Ledesma gathers it in. He's going down the sideline. Challenge there, but he centers for Crispum. Crispum going out wide. Gets it to Sonora this time. Sonora in. Goes past 2 men off the crossbar. Aggressive play, but now here's Chicago on the counterattack. And no good. Nikolic can't get to it. Looks like Chicago's playing the counterattack game, which is smart against us. That seems to be our weakness. But do they have the personnel to do it is the question. Nikolic is pretty good. He's, not the fastest guy, though. Katai also A little faster, but not the fastest. Solonyak, about the same speed. So they don't really have a ton of speed for us to worry about. It's just a matter of can they get in position and, you know, take advantage, you know, with their minds, I suppose, rather than their legs. Here we go. Throw in. Miller gets one. Nope, not to Senora, but he does get it back. Crispum now. Back out to Miller. Please don't put it back to Miller. Thank you, Crispum. Akechi, that's where we want the ball. Alashe, he gets tackled, but Akechi, ill-advised shot. Katai now is going to start the counterattack down the near sideline. Plenty of space. Miller racing to catch up with him. Great tackle. He sprinted 100 yards to make that tackle. Holy cow. 9 minutes down. It's been a lot of highlights so far. Chicago's looking inspired. Kugo's motivated, so that's good. How are we looking here? We got 59% possession. 3 shots, none on target. I guess the one that hits the crossbar doesn't count. 2 yellow cards already. A little concerned about that. 12 minutes in. It's a lot of yellow cards if we keep up this. Alashe gets it. Senora out wide to Miller, who's going on the overlap quite a bit today. Alashe, Ketchy's playing that roaming playmaker right now, so he's kind of getting in people's way a little bit. Miller cuts it inside. He doesn't know what to do with it. Gets it out wide to Senora. Senora around his man. Centers. There it is. Ledesma. Ledesma going to celebrate with the Ultras in the corner. I wish I knew their I knew their supporter section name. I forgot the supporter section name for Cincinnati. How could I do that? Anyway, there's Ledesma, one of the OG Cincinnati players. Scores our first ever playoff goal. How about that? Very fitting, very fitting. Sitting there on 7.3 rating now. Yellow card. He's got the hat trick, I guess. I don't know. Ketchy's been booked. Yeah, we'll tell him to ease off tackles. That's fine. Got no problem with that. Let's see if Chicago makes any sort of adjustments. Kapilov sends it to Pelosi McCarty. Tries to get one forward. Miller's there. Crispum. Senora sends it forward. Shelton on the run behind the defense. One-on-one. Can't beat the keeper. But we're definitely going to have to keep them honest if we make some attacks like that. Here we go. Throw in near side Miller. We seem to be getting all the highlights. Senora to Alashe. Out to Miller. Back to Alashe. Crispum has it. Crispum playing it to Akechi. We're sort of playing around with it. Good cross field to Romney, who's on the overlap. Romney looking. Gets it into Ledesma. Back out to Romney. He's going to win a corner out of that one. 28 minutes. Here's our new play. Ledesma curls one in, but the keeper gathers that one in pretty easily. Okay, that's fine. Fine. Katai is getting too much space. That's okay. I'm going to pause it here. Our tactics a little bit. I'm going to drop our fullbacks back to defend. You know, they've been coming forward quite a bit. Don't know if I like that. In possession, I think we're going to go slightly shorter passing, slightly lower tempo. Some time wasting. Just sort of, you know, ease it on down the road. Not a huge change, just slight change. We got the lead. Let's, you know, let's do our thing. Let us do our thing and confirm those changes. And, of course, they immediately get a corner out of it. Katai sends one back post. Romney heads it out. Solonyak's going to chase it down for Chicago. Back out wide to Nikolic. He's covered by Romney. Good play. Romney is playing well today. Is he a big game player? I don't know, but he's coming up big right now. Akugo We're slow playing it a little bit. Ledesma, good pass to Crispum. Crispum's he forgot the game plan, but Ketchy recovers at midfield. Kiri Shelton, we're on the attack now. Sonora looking, probing the defense, getting out wide, getting ready to cross it in, and he does. Shelton heads it down. Ledesma gets his second goal. Who says Kiri Shelton isn't a target man? He nodded that one down for Ledesma, who, of course, puts the arrow in the target there. Good patience by Sonora out here playing around with it. Takes it to the corner. Bad slide tackle attempt. Shelton heads it down, and Ledesma in perfect position for his second playoff goal. There we go. 34 minutes. We're up 2. Looking good, boys. We're looking good. Like I said, playoffs are a whole new season. All you got to do is get on a run, gain some confidence, and away you go. Nikolic behind the defense. Good stop by Stefan. Marquez was there to clear it. There we go. That's why Stefan's in goal, I guess. We made the right choice. Here's Vincent with the free kick. 38 minutes. Still extending our defense a little bit, but not too badly. Antonijevic to McCarty. Solignac. Our defensive line is back a little bit, but not too far. See, we're playing defensively. Good stop there. McCarty tries to send one in. Katai is going to get there. He does get there, but he's double covered. Sonora with the slide tackle. And he wins possession. Now he's going to start it back the other way. Bomb it forward for Shelton, who nods it on. Nobody there. But there we go. Highlight continues. McCarty. Solignac's going to try to build up again. We got a little bit of space in our midfield here. Katai again gets around the defense. Oh, good defense there. Kugo blocked that shot. That was probably going to be a goal. There's Katai with a near side corner. Kugo heads it out. Solignac has it. His shot's deflected. Kugo wins it. Clear it, but just to midfield. And the highlight continues. Schweinsteiger. Vincent. I prefer Schweinsteiger as defensive midfielder because that means he's not going to be taking as many shots. Here's Ledesma with the corner. Sends one in. Marquez heads it out. Crispum wins it. He takes the shot. Goes wide. It was a good win by Crispum. Just couldn't get his shot on target. 41 minutes and counting. Antonijevic playing pretty poorly on the back line for Chicago, as is their whole defense. Nobody better than a 6.4 rating. Meanwhile, our defense is somewhat solid. Sonora and Ledesma seem to be putting the team on their backs right now. They got the best ratings by far. Halftime. There we go. That's what we need to get to halftime with the lead. That's what we wanted. Dressing room. I don't think we have any changes to make defensively. Calm. Very pleased. Keep it going. That's all we need. Just keep it simple. Let's go. We already changed our philosophy a little bit. We dropped back a little bit defensively. It's fine. Kugo. Romney, we're going to, shorter passes, waste some time. Got 45 minutes to waste, so let's see what we can do. We got 56% of the possession. That's what I wanted for sure. 9 shots, 4 on target. They've only got 3 shots the whole game. That's the best way to prevent goals, is just don't let the other team shoot. Antonijevic, 5.8. He is having a horrible game back there. Kiri Shelton appears to have some sort of injury. He's down to 58%. So we'll bring Adi in. That's a fair swap right there. And here we go. Akechi. Corner. Sends it in. It's headed out by Antonijevic. Crispum race. Crispum is playing so well. He's all over the field right now. Sonora Gets it back to Akechi out wide. Nobody's on him. He takes it inside around one man. Alashe, his shot's deflected. Crispum with a shot. That was luck. Alashe's shot just deflects straight to Crispum. He does the butt slide over to the fans in the corner. I'm sure that was supposed to be a roll, but we just didn't see it. Here's the highlight again. Look at all the defenders they have packed into the box, but luck of the draw. Crispum just is there for the deflection. Puts it in the back of the net. They've swapped their defense around. Antonievich now on the left side. Dax McCarty gets it forward. Solignac beats the defense. He's still covered, though. Romney with another good tackle. Cleared up by Akechi. Downfield, Ledesma bombs it forward. Adi on the run. Can't beat Kappelhoff to the ball, unfortunately, but he does pressure him. Knocks him over out of spite, I suppose. Schweinsteiger sends one downfield. Marquez is going to catch it. No problem. He gets it downfield. It's a back and forth highlight. We don't know who's going to get it. Chicago needs it, but here we go. Adi on the run. His one-timer just wide of the goal. All right. Marquez and Akugo playing well on that back line. That's what we need. And then Ledesma, Crispin, Sonora also playing well. So it's a full team effort at the moment. Halashe with a 7.0 rating. Miller with a 7.0 rating. So we're looking pretty good. Chicago, not their day. 61 minutes down. Let's see. The clock is doing strange things. It's, you know, it's on and it's off. Should I make a change and get rid of some of those yellow cards? You know, yes, no, maybe. I don't think so. I mean, everybody's playing so well. They got the yellow cards. We could tell them to back off. You know, the tight marking. You know, because if they get a goal, it's no problem. 66 minutes. Just going to tell everybody, back off. Avoid the yellow cards. Here we go. Romney to Crispum. Gets it into Ledesma. Back to Crispum. Crispum to Akechi on the overlap here. Alashe, he's open for a shot, but it's deflected. Great tackle by Sonora. Gets it out to Miller. And there ends the highlight. That's fine. 15 shots to 4. 6 on target to 1. Only 11 fouls. That's not terrible. 4 yellow cards is a little high, but we knew that coming in when we looked at the ref. Old Uncle Tedley. But so far, no reds. Alashe, maybe him or Miller could be up for a suspension next game. Hopefully not. We'll see. Ledesma, corner, far side. Okogu off the crossbar. It's our second shot off the crossbar today. 80 minutes down. Still 3-0. Romney going to throw it in. Ledesma back to Romney. Looking, wasting a little time. Akechi. Alashe. Chicago's playing some tighter defense than they had been, but so far to no avail. Sonora out to Miller, who's gotten forward against my wishes, but, you know, he gets it to Sonora. Sonora cross to Ledesma. Can't get the hat trick. He was offside anyway. But that would have been a heck of a hat trick. Playoff hat trick. There's nothing better than that. Dax McCarty off the field. They didn't sub out Antonievich. They probably don't have much options. Here's Akechi with a free kick off the wall. Chicago's going to gather it in. 84 minutes, so there's still some time for them to do something. Turnover at midfield, though. Marquez He's out of position. Nikolic right down the throat of the defense, and he fires it wide. That was his opportunity. Messed it up. 6 shots, still only 1 on target. Corner from Ledesma, near side. Sends it in. Akugo can't get to it, but Akechi to Sonora. Sonora going to take a left-footed shot, and it's our favorite play. Deflection to Crispum, who one-times it into the back of the net. So our second phase of our set piece seems to be somebody shoot it, have it deflect to Crispum, and then he puts it in the net. Sonora this time deflects off his own team, so you know that he planned it. That's one of the plays we've been working on at the training field. You stand there, let me bounce it off you. Crispum with a 9.2 rating, Ledesma as well. Both of them with a pair of goals. We're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Cincinnati moving on to the next round of the playoffs. Akechi. Free kick. Icing on the cake. He does a proper barrel roll. The crowd is loving it. 27,000 or whatever it was. Way to go, boys. I'm proud of you. This could be the crowning achievement of the season, winning a wild card game. That's an outstanding achievement for the first season ever in MLS. Clock winding down now. 30 seconds left to go in the game. We only made 1 substitute because everybody else is playing so well. This is the most complete game we played all season long. Just everybody, top to bottom, did a spectacular job. I can't stress that enough. It was a team victory. Team domination, even. Sonora. Adi, he's the only one who hasn't scored, it seems like. He was our only substitute as well. So there we go. Oh, Chicago. So disappointed to go out that way. 5-0. Ouch. Ouch. Surprised at the result. I expected a close game. Most likely winner being Chicago. So for Cincinnati to win is something really special. Yes, it is. Dressing room. Let us be passionate. Well done. Good win. Passionately, he said. Second half rating is just off the charts for everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4 players over a 9 rating. Or 9 or better rating. That's crazy. Everybody else on the team over an 8 except for the goalkeeper and the striker. So, wow. So semifinals is what we're moving on to. We're following DC United into the next round. Tomorrow we got Portland and Colorado and LA versus San Jose. So we'll take a quick pause here and come back and look at the matchups for the next round. Okay, pause. Okay, we're back, and the Western Conference has played their side of the bracket. Portland losing to Colorado 4-2. Colorado continuing to be on a roll after they smashed us at the end of the season. And then LA Galaxy squeaks by San Jose 1-0 in extra time. So we had 2 games go to extra time and 2 games were blowouts. Trading schedule, Cincinnati to face Atlanta United in the semifinals. That's not so good. DC versus New England. Not happy about that. So Atlanta United, they've been our bogey team since last year when they beat us in the U.S. Cup, right? They beat us in the U.S. Cup last year, and then this year they've beaten us twice fairly soundly, if I recall. Need to see if I got this correct. Let's see. Chicago, Columbus. There's Atlanta. 3-0. They beat us. See. Next. We beat Atlanta United 2. Then Atlanta beat us 2-1. Yeah. So, I mean, that second game was much closer. It's a much better game. Even though I think they got up early, like 2-0 on us in the first half, if I recall that correctly. Yeah, 4th minute and 41st minute. So they were up 2-0 at half, and then we got one back, but then we couldn't do anything against that goalkeeper and that defense. They just, shut it down and took their 1-goal victory. So now we move from a single game elimination wild card to get us into the playoffs proper. And now the playoffs go to a 2-leg format. So here we have the semifinals. We can now look at the playoff tree. So there we go. Cincinnati versus Atlanta, DC versus New England. The winner goes on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then the winner of this game plays the winner of the Western Conference Finals, which, let's see if we can see that. Let's find a Western Conference team here. Colorado. Not that. Get out of here. There we go. There's the Western Conference. Colorado versus LAFC, and then LA Galaxy versus Minnesota. So that's a pretty interesting group of teams right there. LAFC, number 1 seed. Minnesota, number 2 seed. And then LA and Colorado, who came on at the end of the season. So, looks like it should be a pretty good playoffs, pretty entertaining. We'll come back for the first leg. I don't know if we're going to do 2 games in one. I think we should probably just take it 1 leg at a time, show the extended highlights, all that stuff, and be a little bit more disciplined about how we run through the games instead of just trying to pack them all into one episode. So we'll do that. Come back for the first leg of the MLS Eastern Conference semifinals coming up next. See you then. Bye-bye.